There's nothing I hate more than Dead Space. Poked me. I don't know why, but she did. Hello, welcome back to another fabulous video channel. I'm Jacob from JacobisHere, and originally I was going to have this be like a build with me video, but in reality I just don't really have time to edit that entire thing because we're doing major renovations to this house. So instead we're coming here to do an intro where I'm going to walk you through the house, what we're doing today, and then we're going to do like a speed build renovation, and then I'll come in for a tour and afterwards and stuff. So essentially what we're doing today is where I had said in the last episode of Birth to Death that we will be renovating the parents' house to more fit my actual style of gameplay that I like to play and things. This was supposed to be a pretty real representation at the time with the resources in the games that we had to make it look as much like my grandparents' house, my old grandparents' house as possible. They no longer live here. I also don't really have any association or ties with this house anymore, which is interesting. I lived here for such a long time of my life. I lived here when I built this house. Let me walk you through it. So for instance, I'm going to redo the entire surroundings. I've never liked the surroundings of this property. It's mostly because my grandmother's house is surrounded by trees. And then they also have like this, what we call it monkey land. But we didn't have like actual ponds and stuff. Now we have ponds. And so I think I'm going to actually put a pond in around the place. Was the original plan. And then take out the trees and just do something a little bit different with it to make it more of my own. Everything else, I think everything else is going to be fine. I might add a few more decorational things. Once again, we'll see how much it changes. I might come back through and change some of this stuff once it's not winter anymore, as I think we'll probably be here for a little bit longer. We'll see how long in the game. Then we come into the building. So essentially there is actually a driveway. You guys cannot see it because there is snow on the ground, but you guys can see the outline of said driveway. And then we have a garage. The garage comes up into this like little play area, which I still think we'll probably do something similar to this in the newer one. I might add some extra things. I have a few custom content pieces that's really fun. That could be like really fun to mess around with and play with, and so we might look into those. So we come on into the building. There is like this little porch area, very similar to my grandmother. And you come on in, and this is the entryway. Some things right off the bat, I don't think I built this when Seasons was out. I don't think Seasons, with that in mind, that Seasons was not out yet, there's a lot of things we need to add. I want to redo the entire like formal area. I'm going to keep everything the same layout, same bedroom layout, whole 9 yards. I'm just going to change just everything else. We're going to delete everything else. We're going to have a whole new, brand new like living area as well. I like this, but now we can actually raise this up and actually do something cool with the fireplace if we want to, or do nothing cool with the fireplace if we want to. Then we come in here. I actually don't mind the entry table way. And then we have this right here, and then we have a hallway. This hallway actually leads into a few different things. This little corner area, which I didn't do anything with, which is fine. Bathrooms will probably stay the same. And then we have a bedroom, and then another bedroom. Then we have the parents or the grandparents room, and I'll keep the grandparents room the same. I think the only thing I'll probably add is I might put in some laundry finally into this world. We'll see. One of these rooms will be the mom's room. I think this will probably be the mom's room, and this will be the kids' room. Mindy's room. And they also have an ensuite. I didn't ever put the wallpaper in it, so we'll go ahead and we'll do that as well. And the flooring. That's very weird to me. That's uploaded on the gallery like this. So good for Jacob. Then we have the kitchen. The kitchen was always very bold. What my grandparents' kitchen used to look like. It has since been renovated and things, but I feel like I'll probably keep it very much the same. I'm going to take out some stuff to have more room on the counters, and I'll definitely change like the table, and I'll change this up and things, because this is very much, it's very specific. This is a laundry room. I'll actually turn it into an actual functional laundry room. We didn't have laundry at the time when I built this. And like I said, we'll put some stuff down here as well. That's the plan. Hopefully it's not going to take me a very long time to do it. I guess we'll wait and see. Let's go ahead and jump into the time-lapse version of this, of me fixing the whole thing. Alright, so we are in the time-lapse version of me fixing the whole thing. Essentially, what we're doing is we're going to renovate this whole place. The first thing I took out was I think it was a pond, or like, you know, the things that you can place under fountains and stuff. That thing. I don't remember what it's called in the game, but you know what I'm talking about. If you own The Sims 4 and you're building The Sims 4, you know what I'm talking about. Next thing that we're going to be doing is we're actually going to be building the actual, what I'm going to call it, the moat. This is actually supposed to be a creek. It turned out more like a moat. I think maybe the problem is you need the trees. And you can't place the trees because I put this on the direct corner, and so it looks more like a moat. And I hate it with the strongest passion in the world that I'm pretty sure it's just going to get taken away. Let me know if I should, or if you think I should embellish it in certain places and try something different. I'd love to know in the comments down below, as I truly don't know what we should do in this situation. But first things first, I realized in the intro that I didn't really explain what Birth to Death is and why we're here. I do want to mention there are some slight spoilers for Birth to Death in case you're not caught up on that series. It's like a more like a story-based series. It's not like story-based, but it is story-based in a way. That series follows two women who fall in love, two moms who fall in love, and they end up having a kid named Mindy, and we're following that kid from birth to death. And so we follow her after her mom gets pregnant with her to the point of her being born and things like that. And we have now, since due to, I guess I'll try to be spoiler free, we have now had to move into her grandparents' house due to unlucky circumstances. And now we're living in their grandparents' house. And this is my actual grandparents' house when they lived here. And so now I'm actually just playing in it. I played in this before if you've been on the channel for a long time. I built this for Peyton's World because my sister went to live in this house when she was younger. This was like her dream home to live in. Like actually like when she grew up and she had a family and stuff, this is the family, like the home that she wanted. And so I built it for her in The Sims, and I played with her and her husband, her actual husband, which is so cool. But they weren't married when I got them married and stuff in The Sims many years ago. And so maybe I'll link that playlist. It's probably unwatchable. Actually, I'm gonna be honest with you. I know for a fact it's unwatchable, but you know what? Maybe I'll do it anyways, just for like the funness of it. And maybe Peyton go back and watch the cringiness if you checked out this video. And so yeah, I don't know. I had a great time renovating this. It was a struggle. I'm not gonna lie to you. The living room is the absolute hell. I hate it with my entire life, my entire passion, my entire force. But I had so much fun decorating with athletic gear. I've actually not got to play with any of this, and so I'm thinking I'm probably going to be showcasing a realistic modder review with this family, with this house, because there's several items in here that I want to showcase that I think is really cool, that just add a little bit more realism to the game that you could totally play with. And I used a lot of them here, and I had the funnest time ever. Mods in CC is beautiful in the game. Now, part of the reason why the counters actually changed is because I have a few items that require to go underneath counters, and there's only like one open counter space. And so that's what we end up choosing, is that one open counter space, as you can see here. We're actually using Country Kitchen stuff, which is really funny because this week we're going to be doing a live streaming ranking all the packs in The Sims 4. And I was going to make a video about it, but the video ended up being like an hour and a half long or something like that. And I was like, this is just easier to do a live stream about. And so we're going to talk about all the packs, and it's basically a buying guide for you for as Christmas comes around and stuff. And Country Kitchen stuff is pretty low on that list, but I do use it here. It's like the first time in a long time that I've used it, but it really fit the color swatches that I needed and the vibe I needed for the kitchen, even though I don't really like the black color swatches in the kitchen. I don't think it really fits the characters, and I don't really think that's how the colors that they would choose. But I'm thinking maybe they already moved in with those colors, which is why that's the way it is. That's my best guess. Also, I don't feel like we're going to keep laundry room. I'm not going to lie to you. Also, how did I put laundry room and I didn't put any actual laundry stuff in this house? And there was another item I just thought about that came with laundry stuff, and I didn't even use it. Very shocking. But that's okay. I really like the entryway. I think it's really cute. And I think there's elements to the kitchen that I think is also cute. I had a bunch of seasoned stuff in here, which is nice, and there's a lot of bookshelves. I go through a bunch of them right now. I do end up falling on the first one that we very quickly passed over, which are these like white bookshelves that are base game that I turned brown. I think it turned out really, really nicely. And then I put another bookshelf over there. This is nothing like the original version. They originally had like a table, which I actually did like. I even complimented it in the walkthrough, but I didn't want the table anymore. I do think bookshelves fit them more. I just think it just fits them more. Now we're moving on to the living room. Like I said, the living room was the biggest of a struggle bus for me personally. There was nothing about this room that made me want to feel happy inside. The space in the background annoys me so much. And if you're a good builder out there, or you have any idea of what to do with that space, please let me know in the comments down below. I would love to know in the comments what to do because I don't know. I had a bunch of things like blankets and stuff around it and to cover up some of the other spaces, and I think that looks really nice. But I couldn't tell you. I couldn't tell you what to do with that space. So please, please, please let me know. I will gladly take your advice, and I will gladly use your advice for sure. I do think the house seems very cozy, but not as cozy as it could be. And I do wish I would have put the extra effort in and got some family photos and stuff, like gone back, made London a child, and just had them like have family photos throughout their lives and stuff. It would just been a little more immersive, oh my god, immersive for us for me as the player telling the story, but also for you as the viewer. I did not do that, equaling not having that. But yeah, I think it turned out really nice. I'm really excited to spend the next few parts here, maybe even a little longer. Who knows? She's a child for a little bit longer. And like I did say, we're going to be doing a sleepover part here relatively soon. I think that's going to be what I film towards the end of this week. So I'm going to let this video be up for a few days, and then I'll film it in case you guys have any ideas what to get for the sleepovers. I was already thinking sleeping bags and stuff like that. But if you guys had any idea where we should do that, it will be in the springtime when we do that. And I'm hoping to invite 2 or 3 of her friends, maybe even the boy. Ooh, scandalous, but I like it. And thanks. Yeah. I also have, I gotta get the Murphy bed out or something like that. And maybe, I don't know. I have a few ideas for like if we stay here longer or she needs to come back. I have a few ideas. We'll see where the world takes us. But that being said, I mean, I don't know. I'm happy I did it. This was one of those challenge feats I kept pushing off. Part of the reason Birth Death hasn't come out in a little bit, because I was just like, oh, I just gotta do it. I gotta do it, Jacob. And I did it, and I'm very happy that I did it. It makes me very happy inside. Now, when we play the game, we're actually really just gonna be focused on Mindy. We do have 2 new people, and I will be playing with them off camera or behind the scenes and stuff, but it's really just gonna be Mindy based. Now, when I first started decorating Mindy's room, which is what we're decorating now, I actually had the intention of decorating it for Mindy herself. And then it just turned out to be very bland, very empty, and I hate it with the passion. Part of the reason is the walls. The blue walls really took me out, and then I was like, why don't we do this like pastel, very pinky poppy vibe? And then I was like, okay, if we're going to do the pastel vibe, we should make it as if the grandparents made her room in case she ever wanted to come stay here, and that way she has a room to go to. You can also say maybe this is the room her mother had when she was a child. Maybe they always had the second room, and so it was never a problem. But I don't know, like, logistically, when they moved in here, so I don't even know if her mother would have been a child, or if this was their retirement home, and they specifically made it like this for them. It's all based on your preference and how you want to feel about it. Promise you, this room comes together significantly once we turn... Oh, I gotta get the right picture, and don't worry, it's coming. There we go. And the pink walls. It's very... I'd say... It's there's a few extra items we're going to put in here, and I think it does make it a little more lived in, but it's very empty, and I also think that's very true, because they don't know her, and they don't really know who she is. They just want something to be there for her, and they just want to make sure there's a room for her no matter what. And then with this room, once again, I decided to go with very, very plain swatches and plain things, for the simple fact, one, by this point, I was pretty much done with the whole... Why am I putting dressers in rooms that don't need dressers as they have closets? Huh. Never really thought about that one. Anyway, I decided that the extra back 2 rooms, or this room, would be simply the guest bedroom. This is if they have friends come over, or in this case, have their daughter move back in. She has a space that she can run to and be in the same room and stuff, and I think that's great, and I think it works really well, and I think it does look like one of those rooms that you would find in the back of a house, being like, yeah, okay, we all know what this room is. This is the extra bedroom, and it's not that bad, because I think every house, if you have the extra room, you probably turn it into an extra guest bedroom. Then I put the fence around, and the fence around was the best choice I've made so far. But that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump into the tour part. All right, we're going to jump in. How do you guys feel about the moat? Truly curious, but let's go ahead and jump in. I didn't touch anything from the outside. I had a few knickknacks, even though, like, winter is over. But everything else is still here. I still didn't put anything out here in the shed. The shed's still empty. So if you guys have anything you think would be kind of fun to play with, I do know, just to give you guys a heads up, like a sleepover is coming around. and things like that. So you think anything like that could be like really fun to do with a bunch of friends, let me know in the comments, and maybe I'll try to get some custom content or something like that. There is custom content in the build, but I'm going to upload it on the gallery for anybody who wants to download it. So you can. Let me get to like a morning light. Yeah. Curious to see what you guys think about the moat. I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you. I don't really like it. I think I'll probably end up getting rid of it. I do kind of like the fence, and it could probably go out. We got here, like somewhere. Yeah, it could even go out that far. So it could just be like a really big yard. Just put more trees and stuff around. Maybe that's what I'll do. I don't know. Let me know in the comments if you guys have any thoughts and opinions. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump on in. So I added a few Christmas motifs. The only thing here with the Christmas motifs and stuff is that Christmas is technically over, winter is over. But it's cute, and the house has a lot of space, a lot of dead space. There's nothing I hate more than dead space. So you come in, and right off the bat, you can tell that there's a change. The foyer is different. There's a lot of bookshelves. Not shocking. Their daughter's a writer. They, I think, have some type of background in writing, I think. The only bedroom that's not changed is this room. I did paint in for the wall, like the bathroom. But everything else is the same. Parents' bedroom, I did not touch for them. By the way, this is the foyer. This is the living room. The living room, to me, was probably the hardest room to do. I'm still not sure if I like it or not. Because I have any idea to clear up some of this backspace. I'd love to know in the comments. Do you think maybe what we should do is move the kitchen forward and make a bigger kitchen? Like, I would love to know your guys' thoughts and opinions on this. Some mods or custom content that Flickbuster, that's what the DVD player goes for. This is a Lumia Sims. I don't even know if this is still available, to be honest with you. I know he took down a lot of his CC this year, I'm pretty sure. And then this is Simlinks, which is a mod. Flixer is also a mod, but by the way, this requires you to have to pay for like internet and stuff. It's just fun. There's really nothing to it. It's just fun. And then this is the kitchen. There is like a little pantry area. My grandmother had like a big closet that went around, and like there's like a lot of piping and stuff. Part of the reason why this is like this is because the cat that's actually underneath me would get stuck in this back room. Poked me. I don't know why, but she did. And so then we also have this. Everything on these boards are custom content. The two things I want to shout out though is the pizza menu. You can actually order pizza off the menu. And then this ice cream menu, you can also order ice cream off the menu. Ravishing's creations, and they're phenomenal. I want to say the kitchen itself stayed mostly the same. I changed some colors around, I think is like the big things. And then I added my favorite piece of like build items of all time. Add a s'more set, a place to be able to bake without having to bake. This, which is an all-in-one coffee maker and tea maker. Toy critter tablet for the little one. Things like that. Nothing super much. I added an actual laundry room with actual laundry in it. This is where the most of the custom content is. Download a thing where we have like more fitness stuff in the game. And so this is like a fitness mat where you can do like a bunch of workouts. These are actual workout things. This is for her to jump on. Bike. These are like wine stuff. And so like that's like what takes up mostly out here is it's a bunch of fitness stuff. I think it's kind of cool, and I think it's necessary. I think he has something to do with fitness. I just get that vibe. So I think it works. And then we have the bedrooms. When we come back here, we have Mindy's bedroom. Now, when I pictured Mindy's bedroom, this is not what I picture at all. And I think if we're going to stay here through her childhood and maybe into her teenagehood, we could actually see a development into her actually picking her own items. Story-wise purposes, I'm going to say this is what they envisioned if they ever had their granddaughter come over. They only have one kid, so I would say this is probably what they would have pictured. And so it's extremely girly girl, and it has some cool things that she can get like really funny addicted to and stuff. We have her mom's room, London's room. And with London, I actually am going to just declare this as the extra bedroom in the house. And so I try to avoid it of any personality and just make it into like that basic, like you having a guest come over type of room. And I think I did accomplish that by this point in the video of me like furnishing this. I was so done. So like it does play a factor. I had the basic stuff for what you would need if you were going to use seasons and stuff like that as well as we go into spring. But yeah, that's the house. Let me know if you guys like it or not, or if you guys hate it. Love to know those things. I'll talk to you guys all next time. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day.